Hello, my friend. Welcome to your sleep story. My name is Stephen Dalton. I'm an Irish storyteller, and it's my great privilege to be the voice that you listen to as you go to sleep tonight. Tonight you will travel to a wonderful ancient city, Prague. You will have an evening visit to the Strahov Monastery, and as you browse through its 50,000 books, you will find one very special book that might just lead to a very magical, very historical, shall we say, experience. I really hope you like this story, and it will be followed by sleepy affirmations. One small thing, if you'd like to support my work, you can do so on Patreon. The link is below this video. Okay, let's do the relaxation session now, which will take a few minutes before tonight's sleep story. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and as I do, allow yourself to let go more and more. 10. Feel the support of the bed beneath you, or the floor, or whatever surface you lie upon tonight. And beneath all of that, feel the support of the earth, our home. From the earth we receive a constant support. And as you become aware of that feeling of being supported, see if you can let go a little more now. Releasing tension, letting go. A little more now. 9. Feel into your body. Where are you still holding? Where do you feel tension? Maybe you feel pain. Maybe it's in your feet, in your lower legs. In your thighs, in your belly, in your chest. Maybe you're like me, and you hold a lot of tension in your hands or in your face. See if you can let that tension go now. Just by becoming aware of it, we can ease the tension. 8. You are safe. Allow my voice to be an anchor of safety tonight, to be a friend. Know that my voice will only ever take you to safe places, and allow that fact, that feeling of trust, to enable you to let go a little more now. 7. The day is done. Whatever has been, has been. Whatever will be, will be. Whatever thoughts you might be having, know them for what they are, just thoughts. Don't judge them, positively or negatively. Know that they are not you. They are a symptom of being a human. And as they arrive, see them, but there's no need to follow them. Watch them go, floating away like leaves on a moonlit river, or clouds passing through a starlit sky. 6. This is your moment. This is your time. You deserve rest. We all do. So as you move deeper and deeper towards deep rest tonight, know this: you deserve this rest as much as anyone else. 5. Peace lives within you. It is always there. It is a constant friend. A constant presence. It's just waiting to be found, waiting to be felt. See where you can find your peace tonight. 4. Perhaps allow a little gratitude now. Gratitude for the simple things, for this moment of peace, for the shelter you have tonight, for the breath in your body. 3. Begin to engage with your imagination now. Begin to see the beautiful city of Prague, the ancient buildings, the ornate craftsmanship, the Vltava river flowing through, and a beautiful sunset before your eyes. 2. Checking in with your body one more time now. Your body has worked hard for you today. It's time to give it rest. And 1. Completely letting go now, as I tell you tonight's sleep story. You're visiting the enchanting city of Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, famous for its fairy tale-like charm, centuries-old architecture, and a skyline of towers and spires. Among its many landmarks, the Prague Castle, Charles Bridge, and astronomical clock are known around the world. But tonight, your path leads you to a lesser-known gem, the Strahov Monastery, perched high on a hill above the city. An exciting day lies behind you. Now, you're following an invitation from an old friend. He works as a night watchman at the Strahov Monastery, and he's invited you to explore the grounds in solitude, without the usual stream of daytime visitors. You're walking up the hill that leads to the abbey. High above, the monastery rises proudly, its two basilica towers clearly visible, protected by ancient stone walls. Their whitewashed facades glow softly in the golden light of the setting sun. Well-tended gardens surround the entire complex, inviting quiet strolls and reflection. From this vantage point, you have a breathtaking view over the rest of Prague. The final rays of sunlight bathe the city in a mystical glow. The famous sandstone towers glimmer in the shades of gold, and you suddenly understand why Prague is often called the Golden City. Your friend greets you warmly at the entrance. Together, you walk past the basilica with its two iconic towers and into the cloister of the monastery. He explains that the most recent renovation carefully preserved the building's original character. You can still see the well-maintained medieval masonry. Opposite freshly painted arches that open into a lovingly designed inner courtyard. In earlier times, these archways would have been open to the air. Today, they are sealed with glass panels to protect the valuable artworks on display inside. Your friend leads you past statues, exquisite wall paintings, and part of a special art exhibit. Towards the back of the monastery, a staircase leads you upstairs. As you ascend, he explains that this part of the building used to be a granary. Over time, as the religious order collected more books and artifacts, they transformed the old storage space into a one-of-a-kind library. With these words, he opens the heavy double doors to a remarkable room. The philosophical hall. A warm scent of wood and old paper greets you. Walnut bookshelves line the tall walls of this two-story space. A beautifully crafted balustrade encloses the upper gallery, decorated, like the shelves, with golden stucco ornamentation. Here, 50,000 books are stored. Knowledge spanning mathematics, physics, astronomy, history, and art sits alongside poetry and storytelling. Overhead, a pale painted ceiling arches above you. The vivid frescoes depict the spiritual and intellectual evolution of humanity, beginning with Adam and Eve and leading up to ancient philosophers like Socrates and Diogenes. You step inside in quiet awe. Your friend apologizes. He must attend to his duties, but assures you that you're welcome to stay and explore. So, you imagine yourself strolling slowly through this magnificent library, taking in the gilded details, reading the titles on the spines. Some books appear worn and weathered, others untouched. Some are ornately decorated, while others rest plainly and quietly on the shelves. Even the tall window alcoves to the left are fitted with built-in benches and additional bookshelves. At the far end of the hall stands a wooden reading lectern. A book lies open on top. Its leather binding is of the finest quality, with a golden knotted emblem at the center, surrounded by inset gemstones that gleam in the soft light. A delicate clasp holds the book closed. You gently open it. The paper is slightly yellowed at the edges and firm beneath your fingertips. On the first page, you see a title written in elegant, illuminated script, likely in old Czech. The book clearly appears to be some kind of historical chronicle. As you turn the page, the thick parchment lets out a quiet creak, and did you just see faint sparks flicker around your fingers? Or was it your imagination? The next pages reveal a painting of a city, rendered in breathtaking detail. You recognize it immediately as Prague. The famous astronomical clock on the right-hand side confirms it. The clock, still mounted today on the city's town hall, is a masterpiece known around the world. Next, you spot the Charles Bridge, stretching across the Vltava River, with its 16 stone arches, and beyond that, the unmistakable silhouette of Prague Castle. And not far off, the very Strahov Monastery, where you now stand. You turn another page. This time, unmistakable glittering sparks swirl up into the air. A mist rises and blurs your vision. When it clears, the book and lectern are gone. You look up. Above you are wooden beams, and beside them burlap sacks filled with grain. Didn't your friend mention this room was once a granary? Have you traveled through time? A gnarled old wooden door stands ajar. You hear a faint rustling. Carefully, you push it open, and a boy straightens up in surprise. He wears a dirty shirt, patched trousers tied with string, and under his dark cap, brown curls give him a mischievous look. His wide eyes reveal he's just as surprised to see you. He introduces himself as Yiji, the stable master's son. When you explain what's happened, he listens with fascination. Though he has no answer himself, he knows someone who might help. A man named Andre J, an alchemist who lives at Prague Castle. And so, together, you set out for the nearby fortress, where just moments ago there had been a paved road leading to the monastery. There are now uneven cobblestones. Fields and meadows stretch out where a modern neighborhood had stood. Iji walks beside you, leading you confidently down the hill. Two men, working in a nearby field, pause and look up, casting curious glances your way. The closer you get to the city, the more people you encounter. Their clothing is clearly from a different era. The women wear long, simple dresses, many with aprons tied around the waist. A group of riders on horseback passes you, nodding politely as they go by. You begin to wonder, could it be that you've landed in medieval Prague? To Yiji, though, everything seems perfectly ordinary. With practiced ease, he navigates the growing bustle of the city, leading you through narrow alleys and cobbled streets. On a lively market square, the scent of freshly baked bread reaches your nose. Baskets full of vegetables and fruit line the stalls. People call out, bartering loudly, praising their goods. An elderly man, pulling a handcart, gets too close to a stall, causing a minor commotion. Iji leads you safely through the crowd, down another winding lane, and then, at last, you see it. The Prague Castle, rising above the rooftops, with tall towers and vast stone walls, watching over the city like a caring guardian. Its enormous scale takes your breath away. It's almost like a village unto itself, home to royalty, craftsmen, guards, and scholars. Iji expertly guides you up a long set of steps toward the fortress. From an open blacksmith's workshop nearby comes the clanging sound of hammer on metal. You glance inside just in time to see the blacksmith, strong and focused, pressing a glowing horseshoe to an anvil, then plunging it into a bucket of water. Steam rises as heat meets cold. Farther along, you pass an elderly woman sitting on a stool outside her hut, slowly dipping strands of string into a kettle over a small fire. Candles, Iji explains, noticing your curious expression. At last, you reach the first castle gate. The guards eye you suspiciously, but Iji nods confidently and pulls you along. Inside the walls, he turns into a narrow lane where tiny houses stand in a neat row. They're so small, it's hard to believe anyone could live inside them. almost like a miniature village. Some are only the size of a single room, with low doors and tiny windows. Others have a second floor, but still look snug and modest. You recognize where you are. This is the Golden Lane, once home to the alchemists who served the Emperor. They were the first early chemists, employed in hopes of discovering the secret to turning common materials into gold. Iji stops in front of one of the small houses and knocks. There's a rattling sound, then a soft clatter from within. The door creaks open to reveal a man in a long coat. His white hair and wild beard stick out in all directions, and two kind, curious eyes peer out from beneath bushy brows. He invites you in, and you step into a tiny workshop, crowded with shelves full of jars and flasks. A large wooden table, battered from use, dominates the center of the room, covered in bubbling mixtures. The shelves are overflowing with herbs, liquids, and strange tools whose purpose you can only guess. The man, this must be Andrade, the alchemist, steps over to the small fireplace where a kettle simmers gently. He pours a steaming brew into 3 wooden cups. You take a cautious sip. It's a sweet, fragrant tea, and its warmth instantly soothes you. As you drink, you tell him your story about your visit to the monastery, the grand library, the mysterious book, and the sparks and mist that followed. At the mention of the book's magic, Andrade raises his eyebrows, listening intently. When you finish, silence falls. Only the soft crackling of the fire fills the room. The alchemist strokes his beard in thought, then rises, rummages through one of the shelves, and returns with a book in his hands. He places it carefully on the table. You can hardly believe your eyes. The cover looks exactly like the one from the library. Ornate gold designs, polished gemstones set around the edges. Andrzej begins to explain. He's heard legends, old stories about certain rare books that can, under the right conditions, allow time travel to those who are meant to experience it. He never thought he'd see proof. Flipping through the pages, he finds a passage that describes how to reverse the spell. At the 9th chime of the astronomical clock, the reader must touch a specific gemstone embedded in the book. You glance outside. It's nearly time. Andrzej slips the book under his coat, and the three of you, Andrzej, Iji, and you, head back into the fading light. You follow Andrzej and Iji back down the hill, retracing your steps through the city, past the castle gate, the quiet workshops, and onto the now silent market square. The day's bustle has faded, and a peaceful calm has settled over Prague. Your footsteps echo softly through the narrow streets. Lanterns flicker to life, casting a warm golden light across cobbles and archways. The city glows in the quiet hush of approaching night. Soon you reach the Vltava River. It flows gently, unhurried, as if it too remembers ancient times. Along the opposite bank, tiny lights shimmer, suspended above the water. Only when you look closer do you see They are lanterns lined up along the parapets of a magnificent stone bridge that arches across the river in 16 graceful spans. The Charles Bridge. Even in this earlier time, long before the statues were added, the bridge is unmistakable. One of Prague's greatest landmarks, connecting the castle district with the old town. A carriage rumbles past, and you step aside to let it pass. Then, together, you cross the bridge. The city stretches before you, its towers and rooftops silhouetted against the violet twilight. Behind you, the castle glows softly, perched above it all, still and watchful. The flickering lanterns light your way. Beneath your feet, the river whispers, its waters carrying your reflections downstream. At the far end of the bridge, the old town awaits. Just a short walk now to the town hall, home to the astronomical clock. Even in your own time, a marvel of craftsmanship and cosmic wonder. You've seen it in pictures, but never like this. The clock face glows faintly in the evening light. It shows not only the hour, but the positions of the sun and moon, the zodiac signs, and a calendar of the year. A marvel of mechanical genius, already centuries old in this time. Iji gently taps your shoulder. It's almost time, he whispers. You turn to face him and Andrzej, grateful beyond words. You thank them both. Iji gives you a boyish grin and a wave. Andrzej meets your eyes, then solemnly retrieves the book from beneath his cloak. He opens it and holds it out to you, just as the clock begins to chime. 1, 2, 3. You place your hand on the gemstone. 4, 5, 6. Sparks rise again, dancing through the air. 7, 8, 9. A swirl of mist surrounds you, blurring the glowing clock face, the bridge, the city. And then the library reappears. You're standing once more in the philosophical hall. The ancient book lies open on the lectern before you, just as you left it. You gently close the heavy cover and fasten the delicate clasp. You inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Outside, the sky has darkened. Rain taps softly at the tall windows. Inside, the golden decorations shimmer under the warm library lights. It feels safe, peaceful, almost sacred. If you'd like, imagine settling into one of the window alcoves, where a bench and a stack of books await. The walls of the library seem to breathe quietly beside you, and every sound, the rain, the creak of wood, the echo of your own thoughts, feels perfectly placed. You think back on your journey, your footsteps in the past, the scent of fresh bread, the warm tea, the weight of the old book in your hands, the sparkle of alchemical magic, and the voices of two companions who may now live only in memory. A sleepy heaviness spreads through your limbs. You feel your breath slow, your chest rises and falls, calm and steady. Your hands rest peacefully in your lap. The soft rustling of rain becomes a lullaby. The shelves around you blur ever so slightly in your vision. You close your eyes, and with each breath, you drift deeper, deeper into warmth, deeper into stillness, into dreams that float like mist through time, guided by starlight and the gentle heartbeat of an ancient golden city.